866-801-0940. We have our special guest joining us. This guy is a guru about Las Vegas. And you know, this show's a lot about Vegas and gambling. David, how are you today?
Hey, great. Good to be with you.
Oh, thank you very much for taking a little time and talking to us about Las Vegas and just some of your thoughts about it. And why are people so always still, after all these years, so intrigued, in your opinion, about Vegas?
You know, Vegas is a destination unlike any other. It's constantly evolving, constantly changing. You know, if something doesn't work there, it gets pulled out and replaced with something that does. So the top chefs in the world are all in Vegas. The best shows, I think, are in Vegas. Obviously, a lot of casino action. There's something for everybody in Vegas now, and really at all price levels.
Yeah, the one thing that you've seen, my dad was in the music industry for years, being a VP for Polygram Records. And years ago, it was a little bit where, you know, if you went on the Strip to play, your career was maybe taking a step back. But over the last couple of years, that has really changed. Where you're talking millions are getting thrown at, you know, Sting, Britney Spears, Aerosmith. You see a big change in that, and did you see that coming in any shape or form?
Oh, yeah. You know, well, it started with Celine Dion a few years ago, and her
Yes.
residency at Caesars was so popular that it just snowballed. And so now, you know, the casino resorts are building these great theaters, and Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars have residencies at the new Park MGM. It's crazy, and it's good for them. You know, they have to travel. It's easy for them. They don't have to travel as much. Come into town, do a few dates, and come back again in a month. So it's good for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that is an unbelievable thing. Like I said, 15 years ago, it didn't happen. I think Vegas's last change, I've been out there many times. Again, they went into the nightclub scene, which was never huge with the young culture. Now it's huge. The famous DJs, the pool parties. Like you say, I mean, they have the pulse. I stay at the Wynn all the time myself for years and years. Love that property. I love what's going on. Now, the sports area, as far as the Vegas Knights coming there in the NFL, how has that changed? And that has been a big plus, wouldn't you say, for Las Vegas?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So the locals are crazy about it. Of course, you know, the hoopla surrounding the Golden Knights last year was this crazy run they had, and the town went crazy. The local sports books took a lot of action on that team. But everybody's crazy about it, and they're looking forward to the Raiders. And, you know, it's not only for local people. I think a lot of L.A. people are going to come in for the Raiders games, certainly on the weekends. Sure. So it just creates a lot of excitement in the city that really wasn't there before in terms of professional sports.
Did you ever think you would see that? Because I didn't, to be honest with you. Did you ever think you'd see a professional football team? Yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't because of the betting aspect. You know, they were kind of pushing it away for years, but it opened up, and boom, now it's full bore.
I mean, next year you got the NFL draft there, which is going to be so exciting. I might be making my plans to come out there to have the NFL draft in Las Vegas. And even when you see, like, on TV commercials for ESPN, the NFL today is presented by Caesars Casino. It's bizarre to see that, but I think they see the train going by, and, you know, we got to jump on the train because this is definitely going to make us money. So I think that's where they said, you can't beat it. You got to go with it.
Right,
no
doubt. They don't want to miss any kind of action in Vegas. They don't miss any action, so...
What would you say some tips for things in Vegas? Obviously, you're like the Vegas guru for people, maybe first-timers that go. Because let's face it, some people are intimidated to go to Las Vegas, and they get a little nervous about going out there. I've heard some people say that to me over the years. I'm like, you'll have a great time. You don't have to bet a lot. But in your situation, being a guru, what could you tell them that you think would be some tips having it, going out there?
Yeah, sure. Sure, you know, Vegas can be pricey, but I'm all about finding what I call luxury for less in Vegas.
Okay.
So you can stay at the best properties and pay less. So what I advise people to do is get onto the best casino resort websites, Bellagio, Aria, Caesars, Wynn. Register on their websites. You'll get emailed offers that their past guests get. You'll get the same offers, and I look for the ones that have good nightly room rates combined with food and beverage credits or comp buffets. So some of these, like at Aria, Bellagio, even at Wynn, I see promos that give you an affordable nightly rate, like about $169, including 2 comp buffets per day. And as you know, especially at places like Wynn, the buffet is gourmet. It's incredible. And you got about $100 value there per day. So it brings down the effective room rate. It's a great promo and lets you get into some of these luxury properties at a price point that you wouldn't expect. So look for those offers, but register on the websites and then kind of cull those offers and look for the best ones.
David, what's happening? Sorry about that. We had a couple of technical difficulties. You were giving us some tidbits about going to the websites and getting some great deals. If you want to continue on, we appreciate it. Sorry about that inconvenience.
Sure. So what I recommend is people go to the websites for the best casino resorts. Ones they think they might be out of their price range, they're not actually. Bellagio, Aria, Caesars, Wynn. Register on their websites. You'll get promos, and I would look for the promos that pair nightly room rates with either 2 comp buffets per day or food and beverage credits. Those are great values, and especially if you stay at a place like Wynn, like you do, their buffet is gourmet. That's worth about $100 a day, those 2 buffet comps. So look for those promos. They bring the effective room rate down and allow people to stay in a property that, they may have thought was out of their reach.
One of the things I do a lot of times, I've been going for years, and I like to go Sunday mornings out of Miami, and I get down, I land about 11 o'clock, which is, I leave here 6 a.m., and it gets there earlier. But I go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I always tell people, you get a lot of better rates Sunday, Monday, Tuesday if you get a week vacation than the weekend, obviously, and you can save money on that. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. So I always advise people for Vegas, travel Sunday through Thursday are your best room nights in Vegas. You want to avoid weekends because weekends, Southern Californians invade Vegas. And so everything goes up. Hotels are full. We can't get into restaurants. Shows are booked. So avoid weekends if possible. It's Sunday through Thursday nights. That's considered midweek in Vegas, and those are the best deals.
And what about months? Could you tell people a thought process, 2 or 3 months that you think you might get the best deals? Would you say summer?
There's really no off-season in Vegas anymore. There's really no off-season in Vegas, so it's really midweek, but you want to avoid major convention periods, like Consumer Electronics Show. I mean, that period, obviously. So you might want to look at, all the hotels have rate calendars on their websites. You can kind of get a glimpse of how each month looks on the rate calendar, and then, book appropriately in those dates. But there is really no off-season in Vegas. Summer, winter, fall, spring, it's busy all the time.
The one thing with Vegas, when you go out there, I know for myself, obviously, if you're not out there, once a month, you always go there and see something new being done. Tell us a couple things that are going on right now that is being done, and it seems like every time I land, there's something new.
Yeah, sure. So there's crazy new stuff in Vegas. So there's if you remember the Monte Carlo Resort, it's been completely reimagined. It's now Park MGM. So all new rooms, all new restaurants, all new nightclubs. It's a completely renovated property, and it's got a completely new identity. So the Monte Carlo never had much of an identity. Park MGM's kind of hip now. It's more modern, some great restaurants inside, and they have their venue for residencies. It's called the Park Theater, and that's where Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars are performing. And it's about 5,000 seats, which is relatively intimate for Vegas. And with great sight lines from everywhere, that's actually my favorite place in town now for residencies. So Park MGM's really cool, really cool. The Palms, the off-strip Palms, just got a complete redo. It's all new. It's kind of a hip place again. All new restaurants, new room product. And then I also look for good values, for people looking for great hotel values. So as you know, Vegas hoteliers redo their rooms every few years. So I look for those at a good value. And right now, I was just at Paris and Bally's. So there's the new rooms at Paris called the Burgundy rooms, and at Bally's, they're the Resort Tower rooms. All new rooms, really comfortable. Center Strip, I've seen them as low as $100 a night, midweek, and that includes the resort fee. That includes a resort fee, which is a great deal. So those are currently what I consider to be the best values for hotel rooms in Vegas.
That's unbelievable. Like you said, you got to look, and it takes a little work. There's no doubt about it. They're not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
But when you see it, you're going to save money. Dave, if you get a quick second, my buddy Ricardo, my producer's got a couple questions for you about Las Vegas. He's a young cat and thinking about going out there. I figured you could help him out.
Sure.
Well, Dave, I was really going to ask you, what movie or television show has portrayed Vegas the most accurate, you would say?
So I think Ocean's 11 is great for Vegas. It's all about it's all about a heist, and I'm not suggesting anybody try to emulate that.
Yeah, we're not telling you to go out and rob the Bellagio.
Right. I'm not telling you it probably won't work, but I think the way they made it look in the movie, I think it was great, and I think it was really great for Vegas, and it really paints a picture of the glamour that Vegas was and still is. It's really a great place.
Now, David, let our audience know how they can get in touch with you, how they can follow you. If you have a Twitter account or website, give it to them, and they will definitely, again, I want you to be a guest on the Greek Zone whenever you got time to talk about Vegas, because we talk about Vegas a lot on this show, and sports gambling and all sorts of gambling. So you're always welcome, but let people know how they can get in touch with you.
Thanks, Greek. Yeah, so on Twitter, I'm the Vegas Guru. You can just search me on Twitter. I'm the Vegas Guru. Every day I tweet out great deals, good meals I've had, some great dishes, some best-kept secrets. And my website is thevegas.guru. So you'll see some of my stories there, some of my other clips. But follow me on Twitter is the best bet, where I'm the Vegas Guru. And I've got loads of other stuff I can talk to you about. I'm in Vegas constantly, and so we just touched on a little bit of it today. So I'm happy to come back.
I appreciate your time. I know you're busy. Again, some great information. You're always welcome on the Greek Zone. Stay in touch, and next time I get out there, maybe I can look you up, and we can have a quick coffee or something and hang out.
Sounds great, Greek. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Have a great day. This is the Greek Zone. We'll be back in a few minutes.